Hey, hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, so Saggies, let's go ahead and take a peek. I want to see what Sag doesn't see coming. All right, so let us take a peek. King of Wands in the reverse, Three of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Somebody could do something very selfish. Now, it could also be that somebody accuses Sag of doing something really selfish. Um, and saying that, this could, it's either that somebody that Sag has had a long time connection to does something really selfish, it's surprisingly hurtful, or that someone who once upon a time hurt Sag because they did something really selfish, they're like really changing and turning over a new leaf. Because this says both of these cards speak about long time, and we actually have progress. Is it possible that someone who Sag is like, oh, that person will never change? That person, I know who they are. They're selfish. They're the person who hurt me. And while that was absolutely true, Queen of Cups and Empress. Look, I think this almost hints at somebody that Sag could never have dreamed having a good relationship with again. That might be starting to happen. And it might be, I mean, this could be, let's say, with a family member. Let's say this is a father figure that just was absentee or something, and it's like, I never believed that I would actually heal things, and maybe that they would heal things with my mother as well. There is this, I feel like everybody is very, mature ages, because we got queens, kings, empresses in this. But this is definitely not the person. Let me ask, who is the King of Wands in the reverse? They were obviously selfish at one point in time. Knight of Wands in the reverse, but Eight of Swords upright and the Strength card. It does feel like it's not that this person was some cheat or some runaround. It feels more like they were very shut down for a very long time. And they might have thought that that was strong. They may not have been trying to be like toxic or selfish, but they may have believed that the way they were. I'm really getting like father figure energy off of this, like a father figure that couldn't express, couldn't emote, couldn't say that they loved Sag, maybe didn't show a lot of affection, and that was like an old school, outmoded, like this is how it is, until finally they actually say maybe that's not a show of strength. Maybe it'd be stronger to actually like be gentle and share in. It almost feels like somebody who was never really part of the family, or never really felt like a father figure, or never felt like a partner. If this is about partnership, and it definitely could be, we could read it either way. I'm just thinking that it's somebody who really believed that not showing any emotion ever, no warmth, no support, no doing simple things together, cooking together, dance around the kitchen, no gentleness, no romance. This could be sad, just like, oh, I never saw, my father did not have a friendly relationship. I never saw them laugh together. I never saw them, they cook dinner in the kitchen and dance around. I never saw that. I never was told that, my father loved me. It could be that. And it's like, I cannot believe this, but he's changed so much. Or this is Saggy's own partnership, where it's like they were so cold and they were so shut down and they were so withdrawn. All the while I was with them, we never had, that everything I wished for, like the romance, the treating me like they see me, like I'm their partner. And now all of a sudden that's changing. I mean, this could be, it's been a long time coming, but all of a sudden they want to spend time with me. They want to be, doing hobbies together. They want to go on walks together. They want to hold hands. It is so heartwarming whatever this thawing out is, it is so heartwarming. It is something that I think Sag always wanted particularly from this person. And at last, here it is. There's the warmth. There's the opening. Yeah, the world card. Maybe this is because we're headed into 2026 and 2026 is a 1 year. It's a do-over year. I really do feel like there were way too many nights spent alone, spent not being held by this person. Is this a reconciliation story? I really still can't tell if we're talking about it. I'm leaning more toward this being a romance now instead of like an absentee parental figure, right? I never know what the story is until we get more cards and then it starts to take shape. We have the sun. It is just this thawing out and this clarity and this warmth and this completely new energy that steps in here. Capricorn and Leo. I'm going to say this is romance, full blown romance, but it is somebody that I think Sag would never have believed that they could see this side of. Sag may have known that this person was like, they locked up their emotions. And Sag might have been like, one day, maybe they won't think that it's strong to be freaking ice cold. Again, this person was never a player. They weren't a cheat. They weren't trying to be cruel. They just, something in them was locked up. And it was like, yes, that's how it's supposed to be. I show zero emotions. That's a good thing. I don't think this person ever was very like, I don't even know if they knew how to be supportive, or they might have known it, but they just couldn't get those words out. Now it's like they're taking an interest. They're saying things that they actually think. They're showing emotions. Cannot we just ask what has changed for this person? Because obviously this is a big deal. What is it that has changed or is changing? 9 of Wands. Okay, so they are having some kind of healing deep within themselves, and they are, taking that scythe and cutting out things that no longer suit them. What is the thing that has helped you the most to decide to change things? Star in the reverse. They were not having any kind of none of their goals were being achieved. None of the things that they wanted were actually, life wasn't making them happier by being this way. So let me ask, who is Sag to you? Queen of Pentacles. Sag is the person who has always been stable for them, giving to them, even to the point of saying, look, I know that you can change the way you're doing things. Like, we all change. So I leave you room to grow. But I also think Sag might have turned their attention to their own life to a certain extent. Not because Sag stopped loving them, but because Sag was like, we all have opportunity to grow. I love you. I I care about you. You know how I feel about you. And at some point, I hope you grow into somebody who can tell me that in return. But Sag didn't force it, didn't demand it. If anything, went on about their life. And they have been sitting on the sidelines and studying Sag for a while. They have been paying attention to how Sag does this. How does Sag do emotion and giving? How come that seems so easy? I feel like this person couldn't have given a gift to save their damn life because that would have been too awkward. A gift shows that you care. I can't show that I care. I feel like this person maybe never gifted anything to Sag. Even if they saw stuff that they knew Sag would love, it was like, but that'd be too awkward. I can't. There's no way I could give a present that would, show emotion. And I feel like Sag is a very gift giving, very warm hearted person who's like, well, I'm not going to let it prevent me from giving, because that's definitely what I am. That's who I am. Strength card. They started to see that Sag had more genuine power than they did. Being generous, being open, being somebody that, people could rely on, being, just because that Queen of Pentacles is a very giving energy. They saw and realized that actually was stronger. It's stronger to open up and give. But they had to watch Sag from a distance. Without Sag guiding them, they had to want to choose to follow Sag's lead. Did Sag ever catch on to this, do you think, character? No, Eight of Swords, they didn't show any of this. All this time that they maybe seem like this immovable clod of non-emotional, not going to change for anything or anyone, in truth, they have been watching every I'm hearing that song. Is The Police? Every step you take, every move you make, I'll be watching you. But they never showed any of it. Nine of Pentacles. You know what? The foundation, the real worry here for them might have always been, what if I try to give to somebody and what I have to give really isn't much? Maybe they always thought, the only reason I don't give is because I don't have anything of value to give. Almost like they didn't think that they had value. So why would somebody want me to give them a compliment? It's coming from little old me. Why would I ever dream somebody would want me to, be present or give them a gift or something like that, or tell them how I feel? Because keep in mind, it's just coming from me. So it doesn't matter, right? I almost feel like this person was very much victim of, individuals who told them that they were nothing. And this is them finally getting beyond that. This is them feeling so differently now. They don't think that they're nothing anymore. And the more they watched Sag and the more they saw like giving kindness, caring about other people, everybody feels better. Everybody, it's if they were more focused on, I'm not worth anything, so why would I give anything? Because what I would give would be worthless. And then they finally saw it from the other viewpoint and they were like, any acknowledgement that any human gives to another immediately makes that person feel validated and seen. Giving a compliment to a perfect stranger is, you just made their day. And I wonder if they didn't realize until they could observe this and see somebody in their natural flow, which obviously this is like Sagittarius' natural state, is that they are somebody who can give freely, openly, generously from their heart. They can probably say things that are loving, and they see that Sag knows how to create bonds with people. And that is such a foreign concept to them, but it's going to be a little less foreign to them now. We see them kind of like, I think that looks nice. I think I might want to try that. Maybe I could do that. We have that Eight of Cups, and then we have the Page of Cups in the reverse. The Eight of Cups upright. This is what has inspired them. They started to think about it. Maybe being solo all the time and never giving, maybe that kind of sucks. Maybe I should change the way I'm doing stuff. Even here, I don't know if they were always heavily scrutinized with anything that they gave. This could have been somebody else before Sag who set that in their head and made them feel like nothing that you give is ever going to be, welcome. I'll find something wrong with it. This could have been a previous partner who made them feel like they had nothing to offer. This could have been heaven forbid, a parental figure that made them feel like they had nothing to offer. But they are thinking long and hard about this. Like, Sag lives their life with grace. They're kind to people. People respond really well. Sag is happier. They're loving, they're generous, it all clicks. So wait a second. Maybe somebody told me a big whopper of a lie. Maybe I thought I was supposed to stay solo because I had nothing to offer, when that's not true. This was never about them trying to hold back from Sag. It was about them thinking they didn't have anything of worth to give to Sag, which is a very big spin and kind of like a plot twist. Let me just ask this. The fact that what Sag doesn't see coming, and I could totally understand why, Sag has never seen this person give. Sag has never seen this person, share and offer something before. So this is a very big change. We have a Seven of Cups. We have the King of Wands. It may be downright like mystical feeling for this person to show up as a King of Wands upright now. Because remember, at the very beginning, they were the King of Wands in the reverse. And it was heartbreaking for Sag. And them turning over this new leaf and being like a 180 turn from who they used to be, Sag is probably going to be confused. And they're probably going to have to ask this person, I don't understand. Why did you not show love before? Which is the real you? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Which is the real you? Because I don't understand. This is so mysterious. What happened to you that suddenly made you want to give love? And more importantly, maybe why did you not before? Because I'm trying to understand this. This doesn't sound like, Sag has got these recriminations or anything like that. It's just Sag is wondering what happened, what changed. What was your blockage and how did you get over it? Are you going to be able to explain that? Because Sag is going to need the answer. The same way you had to find the answer, Sag is going to need the answer. They may say, I literally had to spend some time and figure some things out about why I was the way I was. I had to figure out, why did I think I was supposed to be alone? Where did that idea come from? Why did I think I couldn't warm up to anybody, that I couldn't give to anybody, that I didn't have anything? Why did I believed that I was supposed to be alone, not really in any kind of partnership? And I had to figure out, where did that belief come from? That's a pretty darn good summary of exactly what they went through. I'm sure it'll be a longer conversation, but wow, that is an unexpected twist and actually a really nice one. Especially, I'm just so happy for this person that they can maybe be warm now, and that because what would be worse than living your whole life thinking that you have nothing to offer? And of course, that's not true. Every person on earth has so much to offer. Why do you think we're all here? We're all born on this planet at this point in time because this is our collective. We are supposed to be here, and every single one of us has like an energy flow to share with the rest of the group. We're all needed. Every single person alive in this moment in time, we're supposed to be here together because we all add something into the stew. And it just kind of feels like it's so great to see this character understanding that now. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you guys so much for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. Sag, this is your second video of the week. I'm going to still try to get you a third on Sunday, okay? But I will post or make it pop up on your screen right about now in case you missed your first video of the week, okay? Lots of love. Bye.